Hey guys, Saki here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the OnePlus 6T, which is right here. And as you can see, it's got a nice little in-display fingerprint sensor built right into it. So in this video we are going to talk about some of the things that the OnePlus 6T has that I like, and also some of the things that it does not have that doesn't make it quite a flagship. Now, it's still a great phone, and the price range is between $500 to $600. You can own one of these guys, and with that you get a lot of premium features such as a very refined software functionality and also an up-to-date processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So let's dive in and take a look at all the features that make this phone great, and then we're going to take a look at stuff that makes it a little bit below an actual flagship. So the first thing with the 6T is the fact that it has an in-display fingerprint sensor. Okay, now when you look at the in-display fingerprint sensor, when you go to the settings for this thing, you can add as many fingers as you want, but you can only add one finger once. So with the other smartphones, you can register the same fingerprint a couple times from the same finger, which makes the unlocking operation a little bit faster. But with the OnePlus 6T, if you try to register your thumb 2 times in a row, it's going to tell you you cannot do that. There's probably some kind of scientific explanation for that I'm not aware of, but you can't do that, just in case you guys know. But otherwise, the fingerprint sensor works absolutely great. Okay, it's not as fast as a fingerprint sensor, a physical fingerprint sensor you're going to find even on the OnePlus 6, but it's quite fast enough to satisfy me. And of course, it's going to be a stepping stone, so other phones that come after this, including the new OnePlus 7 and Samsung Galaxy S10 and the Note 10s, they're going to have some very fast fingerprint sensors. Okay, so even this is good enough, but it's going to get even better. It's going to match the speed of the actual physical fingerprint sensors. Now, as far as security is concerned, the fingerprint sensor is rated to be just as secure as a physical fingerprint sensor. That's what the OnePlus 6 team was telling us. So that's fantastic. It really feels nice to have a phone in my hand in the United States that you can finally use your finger to unlock it. Okay, so let's move on and talk about the next thing that I like about this phone. I like the software and also the software customization properties. For example, you have a bunch of, this is Android Pie, okay? So as you know, it has new gesture-based navigation tactics. Now with this phone, you can actually choose from 3 different navigation styles. You can choose the old school version where you have 3 buttons at the bottom. You've got the home button, you've got the recents button, you've got the back button, and you can also switch if you want to Android Pie style navigation gestures, which give you one home button and also give you a back button, but it doesn't give you a recents button. You do have to swipe up to bring up the recent apps. And then you have a third option that actually makes everything disappear, and you just use navigation gestures to navigate the phone. You don't use any buttons whatsoever. So otherwise, the software is very snappy, it's very quick so far, and I do like little things in there that have been present in OnePlus 6 phones before, such as being able to modify the theme. You can pick a dark theme, a light theme, a colorful theme, and you can also change the accent colors of the topics and the quick toggle colors and all that stuff. So you can actually customize the phone and make it look like the way you want it to look like. And of course, you have an OLED 1080p display. Unlike some other phones in the market where they charge you $750, hint the iPhone XR, you actually get an OLED 1080p display. With the iPhone XR, you're getting an LCD display. It's only 828p, okay? Now this one is 1080p. It's sharper than the iPhone. It's also OLED, so it's got better blacks and better viewing angles. And it's going to be sharper and higher quality than the iPhone XR's display, and the price is less than the actual iPhone XR. So I do like the display on this smartphone. For the price, you're getting a nice balanced display at 1080p. And then I want to talk about, when you talk about the display, you have to talk about the notch. Now, the notch has to go. On this phone, it's very small, but it's still there and it's still noticeable, and it has to go. Now, one problem with OnePlus. So in their keynote, they said that they listen to their community, whatever the community stands for. What they mean is it's not a community, it's a bunch of paying customers. These paying customers, apparently they listen to them and they make modifications to the phone based on the input from the outside community. What I doubt is that the community sends emails to OnePlus and says we want a notch. Nobody wants the notch, especially in the Android community. Now with the iPhones, it's become a norm, but as far as I know, many people in the Android community do not want notches on their Android smartphones. Some of them might accept it, but we all know that it's there and we want it gone. Now the notch can be disabled from the software. Okay, so you can disable the notch, but I don't like masking problems. I want the problem to be cured. And even after you actually disable the notch, when you are navigating through the phone, such as pulling down the notifications panel, there's still some visual problems. So let's say I disable the notch and I don't want to see it. I want to forget about it. When I pull down the notifications panel, for a split second, I see the notch. Okay, so it's right there and it causes visual problems. That is not fit for a smartphone, especially a smartphone as good as the OnePlus 6T, which has such nice software optimization and snappiness to it. So hopefully the notch is going to go. I predict the notch is going to be disappearing on the Android smartphones. And the first step is to get that. The first step was to get that in-display fingerprint sensor so we can retain an all-screen display. Now we're going to see what we're going to have to do about the camera. Maybe we have to hide the camera somehow, such as some of the other phones on the market have done. All right, so that's the notch. Apart from the notch though, the screen is great, and I like the fact that it's been minimized as much as possible. So if you own a OnePlus 6T and you can live with the notch, you're fine. But if you cannot live with the notch, I want you guys to wait for the OnePlus 7. Hopefully that thing is going to be gone. Now let's move on and talk about the things that it doesn't have that doesn't make it quite a flagship. These are very simple things. It doesn't have wireless charging. That's just a flagship component you have to call your phone a real flagship. It does not have an official water resistance rating. Now that is a problem because if this phone gets any water damage, it's not going to be covered at all. Okay, so I don't recommend dumping this phone into water. Okay, don't do tests on your phone. Let other YouTubers do it. Those are not long-term scientific reviews. So if you are an owner of the OnePlus 6T, just keep it away from water because it does not have an official water rating. It's not going to be covered under the warranty. And of course, it does not have microSD expansion slot. A lot of phones are losing those these days. Samsung phones and LG phones are still keeping those. And of course, the 3.5mm headphone jack, it does not have that as well. That's one thing we had just previously on the OnePluses, but now it's gone. Apparently the reason it's gone is because they had to make room for the in-display fingerprint sensors assembly. Okay, so when they put that in there, the 3.5mm headphone jack had to go. But then you look at other smartphones on the market, such as the Samsung phones, LG phones, and they have all these things: iris scanners, fingerprint sensors, 3.5mm headphone jacks, expansion slots, and they just fit everything in there. So, and the final thing that really bothers me personally, as a matter of fact, if this feature was present on the OnePlus 6T, I could have considered using it as a daily driver for a little bit. It doesn't have a stereo speaker. So when I watch news in the morning, I just can't get a nice listening experience. This was also a problem on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And when it came to S9 and the Note 9, I was very happy. I mean, the OnePlus 6T is not an expensive phone. It's in the $600 range. So some compromises, some sacrifices I'm willing to accept, all right? I will accept the stereo speakers, but it's something I really needed to have for me to consider using this phone as my daily driver. It has just become a requirement. You get spoiled once you actually have a phone that does have stereo speakers. And again, it's kind of a flagship component at this point. And that's that. Now, let me just do a quick summary. So we've got a wonderful in-display fingerprint sensor on this phone that I'm enjoying, okay? It's not super fast, but it's not super slow. It's in the middle right now, and soon it's gonna get updates and become even better. It's got great software. It's very snappy. It's lightweight. And also, it's got very nice customization features built into it that allow you to make it yours. The display is good. It's an OLED display. It's 1080p. It's got nice viewing angles. It's sharp. It's bright. It's crisp. All right. It's not going to be comparing anytime soon to real flagships such as the iPhone XS Max or the Note 9, but it's still better than what you get on some of the other so-called budget smartphones like the iPhone XR. It does have a notch, that's the problem, but at least it's a smaller notch. It can be disabled in the software, but in the future it has to go. And what it doesn't have, so those are the things it has. What it doesn't have, like I said, is wireless charging, the headphone jack, water resistance rating, no expansion, and of course no stereo speakers, just one single mono speaker. So overall, for $600, is it something I would recommend that you guys buy? Absolutely. If you don't have $1,000 these days, that's what you have to spend to get a flagship, okay? At least the latest flagships. If you don't have $1,000 and you spend $600, you're getting a really nice package over here. And I can't stress how much I like the in-display fingerprint sensor. It's something I want to start seeing on every Android smartphone, and hopefully in the future it'll come to the iPhones. Maybe they'll get rid of the notch, maybe they'll get rid of the Face ID, maybe not, but I do want to see this feature in every upcoming Android smartphone, and you know what's going to happen. It just started now. Well, not right now. It did start before the OnePlus 6T, but it just started recently, and it's going to grow. It's going to get cheaper. The components are going to get cheaper, and they're going to make their ways to every other smartphone. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you like or don't like about the OnePlus 6T. Do you have one? Are you considering? If you had an iPhone XR, would you actually, let me put it this way, if you had a choice to buy the iPhone XR or the OnePlus 6T, which one would you buy? All right, so drop the comments down below. Subscribe to SAKITECH. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Have a fantastic day, guys.